We want to reach common economic growth because there is 350 million people in the US, there is 450 million people in the European Union. Together, we can really shape up our economies. It's more than 1 trillion euros of European Union pension money, which is invested into companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, biggest American tech companies.
This morning I spoke to Latvia's Minister for the Economy, Viktors Valainis, and I began by asking what he made of Trump's attacks on the world trading system.
You know, when we are looking at from Latvian perspective and our trade volumes with the US, it's a 11th largest export partner and 17th largest import partner for Latvia. When we are looking for the numbers, it's a bit over 530 million euros what we totally exported last year to US, and it's only 1% of our GDP. So direct impact for Latvia, there is considered relatively small. But when we are looking for our trade partners, Finland, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, and especially that this goal actually now is focused on auto industry. Of course, we are in the same ecosystem, and of course, it will affect our economy too. So we are looking very closely about how all these tariff story will develop in the upcoming days. And in our interest is to sit on dialogue with the US and have deeper talks about how can we solve up this situation. Because if we are looking how it affected global economy, of course, it already did it. And what can we see? It affected the US economy too. So we have to sit back and have a look, what's the goals of all that? What do we want to reach of all that? And that we are still US and European Union very close allies, and especially in trade, because all our common economies are very, very tight together.
I was actually looking at some of the calculations, and if Latvia was like the UK, not a member of the European Union, and was tariffed by Trump's America, you'd actually get considerably lower tariffs. So is the price of belonging to the EU worthwhile?
Of course, we are in the single market, which is the biggest single market in the world, like 450 million, and the most powerful economy in the world. And of course, we can see a lot of benefits being together with the EU. And like I said, there is not only partners, which is overseas partners, but there is partners in the single market. And of course, we can see a lot more benefits. And US actually for the European Union is actually on it's a lot. It's 20%. But still, it's a 20%. And what's happening now? The European Union is actually moving much faster to opening themselves for other markets. And actually, this move which was made from President Trump actually helps for European Union to shake up their own economy, and it will bring benefits in upcoming years for sure. I'm sure about that. It will help for European Union to find out new markets. For example, this Mercosur agreement, which was made this year, I think there is a lot upcoming new agreements in the next upcoming years, and President Trump's policy is giving a really big push for European Union to do that in the upcoming years.
Given that, how do you think, there's debate going on in the EU, more meetings of ministers coming up, how should the European Union respond to the tariffs put on it? Should it reciprocate like for like immediately?
I think we have to take a really big responsibility at the moment for next steps. It can't be emotional. We have to take responsibility of risk of the trade spiral, for example. Of if we will move, if we will follow this trade and these tariffs, if we will put something on back. We can do it very easily. Like we can see it's not only goods which is transported, it's services as well. If we are looking how much we bought services from United States from the last year, for example, it's 427 billion euros what we bought from in services. And it would be a very easy move to give some response to that and take some money out from that. But it is not what we want to reach. We want to reach common economic growth because there is 350 million people in the US, there is 450 million people in the European Union. Together, we can really shape up our economies. It's more than 1 trillion euros of European Union pension money, which is invested into companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, biggest American tech companies. And these common synergies, which is happening between US and European Union, they are the ones who is really bringing up their economies. And
So you would say don't rush to retaliate fully.
of course, definitely, because if we would, it's an emotional move from our side. But if we would do that, if we would do like that something, because even those tech companies, which is in the US, they are helping to shape up our economies as well. And if you will put some tariffs on them, it will affect our companies in the same day, like President Trump's tariffs affected US companies in the same day. So it wouldn't be a smart move if we would start with some trade wars with US. It's no good. We have to find solutions. We have to find the real reasons why it's all started, and it's what happens when you are sitting beside the table, and the European Commission will do that, and we will do that together. We will protect each other, and always. For the European Union, all member states are important, and I really believe that we will find solutions over there which will bring up positive effects for both economies.
Do you think the different treatment given to the EU and the UK is an attempt by the United States to keep the UK, Britain away from the EU, to drive a wedge?
I think it's very hard for Britain to be away from the EU. We are very close allies as well, and we are very close. Our trade ties are very close, and there has been so many years that we were together in the European Union. There is so many people from UK who are working in the European Union, and so many people who are working from European Union in the UK. So there is so much synergies as well. I don't think this will bring some effect that we are looking differently. And now we can see how UK's Prime Minister is taking the lead now in many topics, and all these movements are even bringing us closer than it was before. We can see that Canada's new Prime Minister is taking the lead in economic questions as well, which he have never done before. So we haven't heard something like that, what's happening now from the Canada before. So there is a lot of different movements happening in the global economy, and this explains why you can't look on the global economy just from one angle, from one perspective. It's much more difficult, and the market reactions are showing us that it is really, really difficult topics. But I'm sure that we will run out from that. And for example, I would say, like, if President Trump wants to fight with China. This fight is impossible without European Union, without Canada, without United Kingdom. It's impossible to give impact or fight against China's economy with those allies. And we are ready to be a partners for America in solving their challenges in the future. But it has to be in common understanding where and how we are moving together in next steps.
But there is a problem, isn't there? Because it sounds from what you're saying that you, unlike President Trump, you still believe in globalization as a good thing.
When I'm looking as a President Trump and those steps what he have made, I see a lot of positive effects from his approach on many topics. When we are looking from his first 4-year period, he affected it very positively for defense industries development in European Union. And today he is doing a really big impact for increasing defense spendings into the NATO countries. And it's affects Latvia very much and the European Union as well very much. Strengthening and building our defense capabilities much stronger than there was before. And all those decisions which has been made in European Union are making us much stronger than we were yesterday.